happy Friday, all you gorgeous people. I wanted to jump in here today and share a magical practice. Last week on Friday, I shared a magical practice, and it's Friday again. Maybe next week on Friday, I'll share a magical practice too, but I'm not promising anything. We'll see what flows with ease and grace. Today's magical practice, I'm reminded of it. It's how to diffuse a difficult person. Not too long ago, I had a client who was constantly faced with this one difficult person at a board that she belonged to, a board meeting. And this one difficult person was always creating so much stress, so much angst for everyone, that she hated her position. She hated going to the meetings. She felt completely victimized and overwhelmed by this one person. He just had so much joy in making people's lives difficult and instilling fear in everyone. He just loved making trouble. And so this caused a lot of stress for her. And so this is the magical practice I taught her, and this is something you can use too. And it's huge because we are energetic beings. And if you know that and you know how to work with energy, then you're already ahead of the game, right? This guy who was a troublemaker, he knew a little bit about working with energy because like a toddler, he could see that he could push buttons and get reactions from people. And that's how he worked with energy. But you can do it at a more subtle level and a more psychic level as well. So what I had her do is, before going to the meeting, and actually, if you have a heads up, she could do it the day before going to sleep when she was meditating. And she just imagined this guy in her mind's eye. And she saw his heart glowing. She visualized his heart center glowing. It might seem dark at first, and so you get that light going, and you see your heart glowing, and then you pour love into the person's heart. And you do that for as long as possible. And you take the time to see this person as more than a troublemaker, right? It's super easy to just see people how they present themselves and just see them as troublemakers, totally fall into the victim of them and think, oh, he ruins my day, he does all this. But it takes a master to take a moment and just fill your mind with this person and see them as the innocent little child that they are. Obviously, this person needed attention, felt lonely, and this was the only way that he could get attention and get the attention that helped him feel seen or whatever it was. So her work was to visualize him and see her heart opening. Hey, Charlene, so good to see you. See her heart opening in her mind's eye and see him across from her and pour the love and light from her heart into his heart, and just see his heart beginning to open and expand, and that love filling him up, his entire body filling him up, and then even talking to him and giving him the message, I see you, I love you, you're safe, all of those things. Whatever comes to your mind, be intuitive with it. And she did this. She actually did this just like an hour before the meeting, because we actually had our appointment before her meeting. And so she was stressing out about it. And so I gave her these instructions. And when she went to the meeting that evening, he was completely docile. He didn't say a word. He wasn't problematic. He wasn't instigating trouble. She transformed the whole thing from the inside out. So there's your magical practice. Think about who you could transform. Who do you dread seeing? Who do you have judgment about? How can you take a moment and be the energetic person? We're all energetic people, but be the bigger person and use your energy for good. Because most people aren't doing this. Most people don't even know to do this. Most people are in reactionary mode. And what she did, instead of reacting to his behavior, she became proactive and gave him what he needed, so that he didn't have to react that way. We can do that with coworkers, we can do it with our children, we can do it with our spouses, we can do it with our own inner children. Yeah, Charlene, it's so powerful, right? And so there's your magical practice. Start playing with it. We really have the upper hand when we know that we're energetic beings, and we use a couple of minutes just to direct our energy and claim and declare the experience we want to have, and to see people through eyes of compassion, which isn't always easy, but you can definitely do it. Take a step back, bring yourself into center, and give yourself a few moments to see them with compassion and give them what they need. So now the best way to increase the how much power you have access to, because we hold so much power and we don't actually have access to all of it, because some of it is held in our subconscious, in our unconscious mind. OMG, just tuning in but having a issue with a toxic person this morning. Okay, right? So you can do this and just continue to pour love into them. Pour love into them. And erase the word toxic person, right? And let's replace it with wounded person or scared person. That completely changes the energy. And so now to access more of your power is to access that unconscious mind, that shadow. And when you do that, when you start integrating your shadow, because we hid our power in our shadow. And when you access that power, this energy work transforms. It is 1,000 times more powerful when you access and integrate that shadow. And I'm teaching a free class on making light of your shadow on Wednesday, April 26th. I'm looking at the April 26th, Wednesday at 1 p.m. Pacific time. Free training about what the shadow is, how to access it, how to integrate it, why you want to integrate it. Obviously because it's holding so much power too, right? And what it means when you integrate and you unify with that unconscious self and what is possible for you in doing that. So Tori's going to pop in the registration link for this free training, absolutely free, in the comments below. And all you need to do is register. You definitely want to register. That's how you're going to get the the link to get into the class. Now, don't register and then unsubscribe immediately. I see people do that, and what happens is you won't get the email that tells you the link where the class is. So you don't want to join and then immediately unsubscribe, because then you're not going to get access to the class. So I understand you don't want a ton of emails. You're only going to get emails to remind you of this class. Okay? So, all right. So go out there, change the energy, transform people's lives, transform your own life by mastering your energy. Have an amazing weekend. Thank you for tuning in, Angel. Thank you for tuning in, Charlene. And if you're catching the replay, #replay. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.